we have to set those realistic goals, don't we? If we don't have those realistic goals around scheduling this content, around creating it, scheduling and repurposing, organizing our clients and doing all the things, and especially realistic goals if you've got kids or, when your clients are coming, maybe you've got a form of fatigue or you have an illness yourself. So you have to be careful of your health and your time and what you do and how you organize yourself so you don't burn out, because you're going to burn out faster.
Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, coaches, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to the needs of you, the practicing natural therapist. We have interviews during the holiday season and business and mindset support each week, so you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in your practice. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the weekly episodes. And if you want to connect with me, always check the show notes, because that's where you'll find the links to book appointments and, of course, to join the Academy, the membership group, where there's constant connection and community with like-minded practitioners. Now, let's get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite Size Podcast. How the devil are you? So the last two podcasts, I realized that I might have been making you feel anxious or overwhelmed about things that you need to do, even though what I'm encouraging you to do is far in the future, right? I'm asking you to sit down, to look at what you'd like to do, to create the launch and the plan so that you can plan it all out so that you can launch it later in the year. And it made me think about, you're building up that momentum and we want to avoid that burnout, don't we? And it can be hard. You listen to something, you get really motivated. You think, I'm going to go and write my spring reset for my clients, or I'm going to go and introduce myself at the local community centre. And then at the last minute, you get cold feet because you've overwhelmed yourself with all the things you feel you need to do rather than things you really need to do. You haven't broken it down perhaps enough. That's the mistake that we all make, I think, is that we go all in, we smash a load of stuff out, and then at the sort of pivotal moment, we start crashing. We don't complete, we don't manage to create all the way to the end because we've actually put in so much effort that we've then crashed. So batching is a way to avoid that. It means that we're scheduling our breaks. It means that we're saying, normally I batch a month's worth of podcasts, right? So I try to do a month at a time. Unless I'm going away, that I might do 6 weeks or something like that because I'm away. But I try to do a month, because that has my brain going, I'm talking about this one subject. So if you go back and listen, you'll see that there's generally, 4 to 6 weeks of a theme. And I stick with that theme so that I can just keep talking because I've batched what I'm doing. And we can batch anything that we do. So any of your Instagram posts, any of your Facebook posts, any of that social media stuff, your emails, your blogs, we can batch those things. A great way of having a month's worth of content, which is what I'm doing. I'm going, it's July, it's cold. What shall I talk about? Everyone's traditionally slower in July down here in the Southern Hemisphere because everybody goes on holiday. It's school holidays. We're going to be slower. Okay. Everybody's a bit slower. And then you sit down in front of the TV and it goes, oh no, wait, shopping is up. How come shopping is up and no one's coming to see me? Well, they're on holiday. They're shopping, right? Okay, they're somewhere else. They're shopping somewhere else. So we have to make sure that in these slow moments like July, we're doing stuff for later on rather than going, oh no one loves me, which is what used to happen to me every single July until my husband pointed out to me that every single July I was going, nobody loves me. No one wants to see me. I'm a terrible naturopath. You're just like, you said that last year and I'm sure you said that the year before. And then, of course, it's the dawning light that I did say those things because everyone goes on holiday. Nobody's here from South Australia. Everybody's in Bali. I can't have clients. They're not here. They're not physically here in front of me. So I started taking holidays in July. Our children haven't needed us to have holidays in July. So we've left that to my husband's colleagues so that they get July with their children. So scheduling breaks, isn't it? So we batch our content and then we can keep that content ready to go to be repurposed. I talked about this last week, making sure we repurpose our content. We look at our content and we go, well, those are last year's colors, spin through my old content. You'll see that there's a subtlety of change. A little while there, I think I had pink backgrounds. I didn't really like them. Then we had green, then we had pink. Now we're on white. It's that change with growth and change and modernizing. What we thought was modern 2 years ago is totally not modern and totally obviously aged now if we were to go back that far in somebody's feed as to what the colors were and the look. So we can repurpose anything. We can batch things. If you write a blog, for example, and most of us do something along the lines of a blog. For me, it's always been a vlog and then it became a podcast. So when we think about it, if you go, okay, month of July, I'm in Melbourne, it's cold and it's wet. I'm in Sydney, it's not as cold, but it's definitely stormy, it's definitely wet, or wherever you are, because a majority of our clients do come from our local area or tend to. We're writing for our area, or we might not be. You might be writing the blog. You're going to Bali. What do you do? How do you look after yourself when you're in Bali? Because you've been there and you know what they're going, they're going to get Bali belly or whatever it is and how to overcome those things. So you write that blog, right? Whatever that blog is about. So you write your blog. You can then sit down. This is structuring and batching is you can sit down and go, well, I like to write a blog once a month. What are my titles going to be? What will I be thinking about? It might have been in June, your blog was about going on holiday in July. Here you are in July, how to deal with being in Bali. August, how to deal with colds and flus and going back to school and all the new bugs. Whatever your group of people are, whoever your group of people are. So we smash out the blog, right? Then from the blog, that blog can last you the entire month. You don't have to blog every week. You could blog 10 blogs a year would be enough content for a whole year, right? Because we can seasonal it out. We send out that blog. With that blog, we create all the tiles for our social media. We take out information from that blog, the learning points, and we create tiles with those. We have talking points on that. You can make short video, you can make reels with that content. That is your content for the month. So if you're a month ahead, you're batching it out and we're avoiding burnout because we're going, right, well, I'm going to write the blog on the first of this month for next month because this month has already done it. If you haven't done one at the beginning of this month, who cares? Doesn't matter. Start now. Write the blog. Then create the content from it. You do not have to post every day. Consistency is key. All right. So it might be that you post 3 times a week. Once you start posting, then you'll see the algorithm will tell you the best time for you to post because that's when your followers are online, right? Google My Business. You put a link in there to the blog and to your website. So you're scheduling, you're taking little pieces out of your blog to put on Google My Business. So we're batching from that blog. We're repurposing. There might be a blog that you wrote 2 years ago, which when you scroll down someone's website, you are going to see all of their blogs, but there might be something that you wrote 2 years ago that is still relevant and that's got more to it now. There's more interest around that thing, whatever it was, and you could, different title, rewrite, repurpose that blog. All right. While we're doing this creation and writing, we have to schedule breaks just like we schedule our time in the office. If you haven't got a client when would be a client time, then work on your business in that time. Don't go, I'm going to go and do the laundry or something. We have to set those realistic goals, don't we? If we don't have those realistic goals around scheduling this content, around creating it, scheduling and repurposing, organizing our clients and doing all the things, and especially realistic goals if you've got kids or, when your clients are coming, maybe you've got a form of fatigue or you have an illness yourself. So you have to be careful of your health and your time and what you do and how you organize yourself so you don't burn out because you're going to burn out faster than others. You're going to put yourself under greater pressure than somebody who, doesn't have any of the background stuff. Like, well, I've got health issues now, but my kids are grown up. I haven't got those issues. I haven't had those issues since they became, P-platers, because then they could take themselves places. So we've got to think, got to have these realistic goals. I have to have this structure. I have to set myself times to do things. This is why I mentor, to help people to organize their time. I've got somebody at the moment and she has health problems. And so we sat down and we had a look at how she uses her time, how she structures her time. And then we've helped to create that balance. And the Monday group takes the pressure off people. It's the clinical group on Monday. It's Monday lunchtime. When I'm overseas, it's actually in the evening. It's in the afternoon because we've got New Zealanders in the group as well. So it has to be early afternoon here. Actually, it depends who's in the group at the time. So it means that we have early evening ones. So at 5 o'clock-ish, because that's 7 a.m. in Europe. So if I'm away, it becomes an afternoon one. But that clinical group really supports people so they don't feel pressured by their clients, because they've been able to run past scenarios. They've been able to run past what they're doing with the client. And everybody's chipped in and helped. Everybody's been able to, what about this product? Let's talk about that. And we've all been able to help them. So that takes the pressure off. It provides accountability, but also that energy boost that people need. Okay? Because everybody needs a bit of an energy boost. Everybody needs a bit of a pep, and community does that. When you're in a community group like my Monday lunchtime clinical group, it's a clinical chat. Everyone gets 10 minutes. They're generally saying, I've got a woman, 24, she's got this, that, the other. I'm doing this, that, the other. Has anybody else got any suggestions? Or I just wanted to tell you about this person. Am I going in the right direction? And then people chip in and help. I help. It just gives everybody so much relief when it comes to their clients. And some people turn up and go, no, I haven't got anything to talk about today. I've just come to listen. And I have observers. So if you're a student of naturopathy or you're thinking about coming back to work, then you come in as an observer and you can watch for the session and still have access to all the educational graduate mastery program content. So all of these support systems you can tap into so you don't burn out. Now, here's a good point. You are not behind. You don't get behind. You just need rhythm. It was something I heard on the radio. I've got a painter here and he had the radio on and this person was talking about rhythm. I don't know what she was talking about in relation to anything else. I just walked in to give him a cup of tea and he had national radio on and this woman's talking about rhythm. And it just made me think, you're not behind. It's rhythm. I'm always saying you need consistency, but rhythm is probably a better word. Like you're going to post 3 times a week. You create 3 posts perhaps for social media or whatever. So you create those 3 posts. And then rather than consistently, it comes out at 5 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What is the rhythm of them going out? When are your people listening? Okay. So give me a call. Let's connect. Let's chat. I'm going to drop the link for the Monday group in there as well so that you can go and check that out, because I want to support you so that we can avoid your burnout. That is the last thing we want. I'm here to help and I'd like to help you. So yeah, you have to pay me sometimes, like that'd be nice. I've got a mortgage. Actually, I haven't got a mortgage now, which is very nice, but I will have a mortgage again soon once I do the renovations. So catch up with me. Links are below. You know the deal. If you stayed all the way to the end, I'd love a 5-star review, follow, do all the things, click all the buttons. And I hope you have a brilliant rest of day. And I look forward to catching up with you soon. See ya.
Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.